Let's do a role play. I'm in my car. Do you know why you're being pulled over tonight? No. Why am I being pulled over tonight, officer? Why? Why am I being pulled over? That's me. That's going to be me. Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Friday? I'm doing quite well. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. So this morning, I was scrolling around on the YouTube, and I guess it's because of the videos I've been making lately, maybe the videos I've been watching lately. My YouTube suggested page has been a little different, and it showed me this video called Dumb Cops Getting Owned by Lawyers from a channel called Harvey Freebird. So I'll pull his channel up. So this is his channel. As you can see, Harvey Freebird. I've never heard of this channel before. I don't know anything about this creator, but this is the video right here that I saw. And so as you can see, I started watching it. It was posted 19 hours ago. And then I realized the thumbnail had said update on it. And I was like, wait, there's a first part? Like this is just, dumb cops getting owned by lawyers. If y'all want me to react to that one too, I will. But I was like, what is this an update to? And I think it's an update to this video that was posted a month ago. These lawyers were arrested, but had the last probably laugh. As you can see, I did click it and I watched the first few seconds of it. And I was like, wait, let me react to this. I want to react to it. Now, this video also right here, I've seen coverage of this video. I never saw Harvey Freebird, this guy's reaction or response or video about it. But it does have a lot of views. So I will be watching that one. As you can see, I started watching it here. But this is about a constitutional attorney who was arrested outside of a polling place unconstitutionally. And she has been dealing with a lot of tyranny, quite frankly, in this case over the last 2 years. I mean, all kinds of things. I saw an interview with her just the other day. Her name is Catherine, I think, McHenry. And she said that actually in her case, her lawyer was asked to leave the courtroom by the judge because the judge didn't want there to be any witnesses. And she was like, witnesses to what? If y'all want me to cover that case, comment below and I will. She's a fellow lawyer. She seems to also still be a licensed attorney. Unlike me, I could not stay in that cult. But anyway, all that to say, the point of today's video is I actually want to watch this video and react to it because I love watching tyrants get put right back in their place. So this video is called These Lawyers Were Arrested But Had the Last Laugh, Freebird's Pick 3. So I don't know what the 3 means, whatever. I really don't know. I've never been on this channel. I don't know anything about this creator, but it seems like, this is the type of content that he does make. A lot of the videos seem to be audits of sorts or just kind of like watching law enforcement not know how to act based on these thumbnails and titles. So good for him. Thanks for your work, Harvey. And without further ado, I do want to react to this video right here. Cops regret arresting these lawyers. So let's get into it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I put together a compilation for you of lawyers who were unlawfully arrested and they ended up getting the last laugh. Some of these videos are several years old, so if you've already seen them, I have all the updates at the end of the clip, so watch it all the way through. Links to the original videos will be in the description. Let's get to the video.
And I will link Harvey's whole channel below so that y'all can go to his channel and go to this video and click those links and stuff if you want.
And I'll see you guys later. Hope y'all enjoy it.
The city of Houston just spent thousands of dollars to settle a claim that an HPD officer jailed a lawyer for no good reason.
All the lawyer wanted was an apology. When she didn't get one, she sued. Now that the case is over, she talked to our Larry Seward. Larry?
Well, Lynn, Mia, that lawyer wanted HPD to hold the officer involved accountable, but settled for money when they fought back.
I'm telling you, you're going to get arrested.
This Houston police officer.
I'm calling the captain on this. This is not right.
Jailed lawyer UA Lewis.
She put a homicide hold on me, so I didn't have a bond.
And made sure she stayed there overnight on an interfering charge.
Video doesn't lie.
So right off the bat, this is very interesting because usually when I'm watching tyranny videos, I'm seething with rage the whole entire time for 2 reasons. Number one, I know that most likely no one in the video, as far as the tyrants are concerned, are going to be held accountable. Number two, even if they are held accountable, usually I'm watching it before that ever happens. So it's kind of cool. It kind of relaxes my nervous system to see that she's already sued them and got paid by them. So good for her. Good for this lawyer. And let's see what her lawyer in the press conference has to say.
And it doesn't take sides.
Dismissed 3 months later. More aggravating, the lawsuit settled in Lewis's favor that she did not want.
I was hoping that HPD would look at her behavior and say, you know what? We don't agree with this. We don't agree with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to address this and address her and her behavior.
It never happens. It never happens because all these cops are in these fraternal order of police society cults. All of them are in the thin blue line cult, and none of them will hold each other accountable. On top of the fact that most of the time in these good old boys towns, the cops are connected to the prosecutors, are connected to the local government, are connected to everybody's connected to everybody. Everybody's cousins with everybody. And they would rather allow their cousins, their friends, their fellow cult brothers to violate our rights, to take advantage of us, to exploit us, and to treat us like the open air prisoners that we frankly have become in this day and age. And they very, very rarely hold their fellow cult members accountable. It's the same story as Danbury, Connecticut. You ask the people in power, do you condone the statement that I would be dead with my teeth missing? And these spineless freaks cannot even say, no, I don't condone that statement. Nobody ever should have said that. And here you have this lawyer victim here saying the same thing. I wish they would have just said that was inappropriate. That was unacceptable. And no, of course they didn't. I'm not surprised to hear they didn't. And instead of doing that, instead of holding them accountable, or even going so far as to say, no, you know what, lawyer, victim, it was not acceptable that that happened. Now a burden falls on the taxpayers of that city. It's not the cops that have to pay this out. No, no, it's the taxpayers' dollars. That money could have gone to anything else other than settling a civil rights lawsuit. But no, no. And they don't care. They don't care that the taxpayers have to pay that out. They don't give one shit. That ain't their money.
Else would do it.
Almost 4 years ago, Lewis called HPD when a mechanic put his hands on her coworker's wrist. But in her report, that officer doubted the, quote, attorney, took the other guy's side, and used handcuffs.
You're interfering.
So it looks like in the police report, they put attorney in quotes, like to insinuate that they didn't maybe really think she was an attorney. And it seems like they learned pretty quickly that she was.
With the police investigation.
After Lewis spoke up, prosecutors pushed a plea deal for months.
As a civil rights lawyer, I could not.
But Lewis
Yes. Oh, they got the right one on the wrong day, baby.
fought. Once
A civil rights lawyer. It's just as bad as arresting the constitutional lawyer outside of the polling place.
cleared, she asked HPD to discipline the officer involved. Attorney Randall
A reasonable request.
Callahan sued when they did.
People are arrested for, for lack of a better term, failure to bow down to a police officer.
When
Period. And it's got to stop.
she took that authority and abused it, and I know it as a civil rights lawyer, how could I let her get away with that?
Yes.
How could I not have her to address that?
You can't.
Last month, the city settled for an undisclosed amount.
I wonder how much it was.
In a statement, a spokesperson told us, the city tries and settles many disputes and always weighs the risks of litigation and makes decisions in its best interest and that of taxpayers. This case was
Well, y'all didn't make the decision in the best interest of the taxpayers whenever you refused to discipline this officer.
no different. Lewis offered the city a partial refund, $5,000, for an apology, but she's still waiting.
So they don't make decisions in the best interest of their taxpayers, because if they did, they would have said, yeah, let's get $5,000 of that taxpayer money back and just say we're sorry. No, they refuse. The cult refuses. The thin blue line cult refuses.
Now, tonight, that officer is still on the force. HPD had no comment about this case. We mentioned that Ms. Lewis is a civil lawyer. She actually won a judgment today.
Not a civil lawyer, a civil rights lawyer. That's a big difference. That is a very big stain on the Houston Police Department.
She says this case helps her to be a better lawyer because now she can relate to the people on the other side of the bar.
That's nice that she was able to take a positive outlook in that way on it.
She's not telling you how much she settled for, is she?
No, she's not, but it was enough that she could offer $5,000.
I got you. Thank you.
This next video takes
Okay, so we didn't really get to see what the altercation was in that instance. I don't really exactly know what happened. Seems like someone put their hands on her and then the police showed up and did not believe her. She did get arrested somehow, something about interference. They always threaten auditors with that. So maybe this next video will show us a little bit more of the actual interaction between the police and the lawyer.
Placed on March 17th, 2017. This is Blount County, Alabama. This woman you're seeing
Oh God. Oh, if you live in Alabama, I'm so sorry.
in here is Sergeant Sue Ashworth, and she has a warrant for a man that had court to search him and his car for his cell phone. Well, the only problem is he's already handed his cell phone to his attorneys. They saw him hand the cell phone off, but they haven't served the search warrant yet. And the attorneys refuse to hand over the phone because they don't have a search warrant for the attorneys. I'll have all the most recent updates.
Okay, wait. Let me make sure I understand this fact pattern. 1 second.
This woman you're seeing here is Sergeant Sue Ashworth, and she has a warrant for a man that had court to search him and his car for his cell phone.
Okay. He said this woman you're seeing, but the woman I saw is like not dressed as a police officer. I'm a little confused. But apparently this man had court and the police have a warrant to search him and his car. From what it sounds like, and we'll keep listening to the fact pattern again, the police only had the warrant for the man, the suspect, right? The person who had court. And so from what it sounds like, that man had handed his cell phone over to his attorney, the person representing him in this case. And the lawyer, that attorney, is refusing to give the cell phone to the police because it sounds like, and we'll listen to it again, but it sounds like the attorney is saying, you're not searching me. I have the phone. You got to get a warrant to search me because I'm not handing you over anything. I think that's what's going on. Let's listen one more time.
Well, the only problem is he's already handed his cell phone to his attorneys. They saw him hand the cell
And the police saw the man hand the cell phone to the lawyers. Okay.
phone off, but they haven't served the search warrant yet.
Oh, they haven't even served the search warrant. Okay.
And the attorneys refuse to hand over the phone because they don't have a search warrant for the attorneys. I'll have
But it seems like they haven't served the search warrant on anyone.
all the most recent updates from this incident at the end of this video clip.
So I guess the lady with the red outfit on is a police officer. So that's interesting. I don't know why she's wearing that.
I'm from the sheriff's office.
Take a look at it.
Do you have any other weapons on your person at this time that I need to know about? Or say,
I'm assuming that the suspect is the guy with the hat, the white guy with the hat, the polo shirt, and the jeans. I'm assuming that the lawyer is the tall guy in the middle. The lady on the left, probably the other lawyer. One of those two people on the left has the phone, I think.
No, sir.
No,
I'm
ma'am.
in the car.
okay. What do you have in normal with?
A small pistol.
Okay.
Turn this up. I can't hear what they're saying.
I'm from the sheriff's office.
I'm from the sheriff's office. She hands over the warrant.
Take a look at it.
Okay, yeah. I think the guy in the middle is the lawyer. Yeah. So the guy in the middle, she hands it over to the lawyer, and it's the search warrant. She said, I'm from the sheriff's office.
Do you have any other weapons on your
Do you have any weapons on you? The other cop guy seems to ask.
person at this time that I need to know about? Or say,
That I need to know about for our safety.
No, sir.
No,
I'm
ma'am.
No,
in the car.
okay.
it's in the car. Gotta love Alabama. You know he has one in the car.
What do you have in normal with?
A small
I don't know what that man asked.
pistol.
Okay. Your vehicle is also part of this search.
Your vehicle is also a part of this search. I'm assuming of the search warrant that the lawyer in the middle is holding.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to ask you, do you have the keys to your automobile?
Yes, sir.
I need the keys to your automobile. Right?
So he hands over his keys,
Let me pat you down, make sure you don't
patting him down like it's a Terry stop.
have any other weapon.
He's complying.
Just for your safety and ours.
So far, so good. I don't see anything wrong so far, but I have a feeling this is about to take a turn given the title of the video.
Okay. Just hang tight and we'll get all this resolved.
Hang tight, man. We'll get all this resolved.
The warrants that you all have are for his person
Yes, tell them, lawyer.
That's
and for his vehicle.
That's correct.
So he is given the phone that's on his person.
Okay, I have video of him handing the phone to you, you handing the phone to her, it's in the satchel.
Okay. So the cop's like, I have a video of the suspect handing the phone to this male lawyer in the middle, and then him handing the phone to the female lawyer on the left.
Right now. You all do have that, but that is not on. When you all
No, I'm
paid
out
on
here at the
him to
courthouse
serve
with
this
Brian
warrant,
on search
that was
warrant.
not on his person. So you all are not entitled to that.
Get them. Okay, lawyer in the middle says, you might have a warrant to search his person, but the phone is not on his person. So you are not entitled to get the phone because I have the phone or she has the phone or whoever has the phone. You can only search his person and his car because that's all the warrant says. And what we're dealing with here is the Fourth Amendment to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fourth Amendment applies to a person, your home, your papers, and their effects. That has been interpreted by the Supreme Court to also mean your home or your car, something you're in possession of, something that you actually have control or possession of.
Well, all right then. We'll go the other route to get that other phone.
We'll go the other route and get that other phone. I would need more context to know what that meant.
All right, you just gotta apply.
Hi, we're standing here. We have it on video that he handed his cell phone to his attorney, one, and they handed it to another, and it's in the satchel that is right here.
Well, are we being detained? At this moment in time,
they're not denying it. We have it on video.
This is not legal advice, but it's always good to ask this question. If you need legal advice, please consult an attorney in your jurisdiction. That is not me. It's always a good idea to ask a police officer if you're free to leave. Another way of asking that question is, am I being detained? The reason it's important is if you're free to leave, you need to probably leave. This is not legal advice. But if you're free to leave, you should go. If you're not free to leave, that invokes another set of protections that are further affirmed by the Constitution, like your right against self-incrimination. That's the Fifth Amendment. Once your Fifth Amendment rights kick in when you're detained by the police, then all of a sudden you don't have to answer any more questions. Honestly, you never have to answer questions, ever. You never, ever have to answer questions after you're detained by a police officer. You really should not answer questions after you're detained. So it's very important to always be aware and always be certain at any given point of time in an interaction with a police officer, whether or not you're free to leave. Me personally, speaking for myself, if I'm free to leave, I'm leaving. There's no reason to stay around. So this lawyer said, am I free to leave?
And you until we determine the next one.
Police said you are detained. We're going to detain you until we determine.
Give me just a minute.
Well, I have this person and vehicle.
I'm going to turn this off. I think what we just done.
Okay. Okay. We either need the phone out of the satchel, or we will have to detain you and get a search warrant.
Oh, these people are stupid. Okay, now I get it. We need the phone out of the satchel from the lawyer, the lady's purse, the lady's briefcase. We need that phone or we're going to detain you. That's what the police officer in the red thing just said.
To get the phone.
So you're going to, okay. Well, we're not going to give you anything that's on our person that you don't have a right to. So if you detain.
Exactly. We are not giving you anything on our person if you don't have a search warrant. And that is completely allowable under the Fourth Amendment and under the decisions that the Supreme Court has made in interpreting the Fourth Amendment. We are not giving you anything off our person unless you have a search warrant.
You have to have, there's certain constitutional safeguards to do that. But you're going to detain us, then hey, we're not going to run. So.
Yes, I love this lawyer.
And you all are telling us we are being detained. Is that right?
Again, ascertaining, am I being detained? And yes, they are.
Right. Right now, you are being detained.
Okay. You both are under arrest for obstructing government operations.
Wow. You both, the lawyers, are under arrest for obstructing a government operation. Okay.
Obstructing government operation.
That's correct.
This is tyranny at its finest. Zoom in on this lady. Look at her. Look at that tyrant. Just look at her.
This is definitely an unlawful arrest.
It's an unlawful arrest. I agree.
But we're under arrest.
We're under arrest. We're under arrest. We're not letting you violate our client's rights, and we're definitely not letting you violate our rights. You cannot take anything off of my person under the Fourth Amendment unless you have a subpoena or a search warrant or something like that. He even said it. There are certain constitutional safeguards that are in place for this. So if we're under arrest, we're under arrest. Given the title of this video, I assume that this is not going to go well for these good old boy police officers in Alabama.
Yeah, it's real life.
I don't know if you're getting in trouble for it.
This poor lady, she crying.
Man, let me make sure you don't have no weapon on you. Of course not. Okay. Make sure.
Wow. This is honestly gut-wrenching and sickening.
We have it on video.
We have it on video. Him giving you the phone and you putting it in your purse. So now we're going to arrest you for obstruction of government operations.
We have not
I love this lawyer in the middle. I want to be friends with him.
broken the law. So if you're arresting us,
And the handcuffs, those are totally necessary.
I'm arrested. I'm being arrested for obstructing government operations.
That's correct.
Let me take off this right here. If you don't mind, please talk.
So really what I think is actually going on is these cops are just, I mean, obviously these cops are just being tyrants. But once you're under arrest, then the cops can take anything on your person and search through it, including your purse, your backpack, your anything that's on your person, the cops can search through it. So they thought they were just going to get a shortcut to getting this man's phone by arresting these two lawyers. And frankly, before the time of like being able to record things on a cell phone or taking the body camera footage of a police officer and putting it all over the internet, this type of stuff not only happened all the time and it continues to, but nothing would ever happen. There would be no accountability, no transparency. But now, as you can see, times have changed, and the times that the police are going to be able to get away with stuff like this are over.
It's real life.
These pigs.
Okay. Yeah, no weapons on this person.
I have no idea what they're saying. The cars are too loud. The idiot is standing in the way. I can't even see what they're doing. Look at the poor client standing over there. Imagine what he feels like. His own lawyers are getting arrested.
Y'all want to arrest two lawyers?
He said, so y'all are going to arrest two lawyers?
For this charge, you sure you are?
Are you sure you want to do that?
You subject to the law?
I am subject to the law. Okay.
Then this idiot Karen, are you sure of the law? He said, oh, I am sure of the law.
And this is, and who are you?
I'm Sue Ashworth.
Sue Ashworth?
Sue Ashwood, professional tyrant on the taxpayer's dime.
Right.
And you're arresting us under her orders? Yes, sir. Okay.
Oh, it gets my heart racing. I'm ready for him to get to the part where there's some justice here.
Watch these folks.
Just look at her. I think when you're a bad person, you start turning ugly. She looked like the Wicked Witch of the South.
Search automobile. You can pull your car out here and go put them in the back, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. If you want to do that.
I cannot believe this. I should no longer be surprised by the level of tyranny in this country, but I regularly am.
Y'all's gig. I'm here to help.
And Deputy Rattler, I want to make sure that you know from our position was that this search warrant, this warrant was given to him after he gave us some things for us to use in his defense.
Okay. Very smart. He's remaining calm and cool under pressure. I would be cussing these motherfuckers out. He said, I just want to make sure y'all are aware and everyone is on the same page. Y'all served that search warrant on my client after he handed his phone over to me. So the reason that he wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here is because the future civil rights lawsuit I know he's thinking about filing against this crazy ass police department. Because if the police officers would have served the client the search warrant while the client still had the phone on his person in his pocket, for example, and then the client handed the phone over to the lawyers, that might be arguably obstruction because it was on his person at the time of the search warrant and now he's trying to hide it from the police. The lawyer's saying, y'all understand this, right? You served the search warrant on my client after it was no longer on his person. So you have a warrant to search his person. The phone ain't on his person. We didn't take the phone off of his person to hide it from you. We already had the phone. So he's making sure everybody's on the same page because this is going to be material whenever it comes to the lawsuit that's getting filed against these police.
So we did not do anything to keep you all from doing you all's job. Now, if you all want to
I'm out
take
here
this
with
satchel and go
the
through
sheriff's
and do it,
office at the courthouse.
we're not preventing you from
Doing a search warrant on the car, and they go,
so I just wanted to
I'm out here just video.
And I understand your point, but
I understand your point. You shouldn't have said that.
understand ours.
No one understands your point. Your point is you're being a tyrant. That's your point.
From the moment he's entered the courthouse, he's been under surveillance.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the moment he's entered the courthouse, he's been under surveillance. Everybody knows that, you dumb.
For the reasons of this search warrant. All right.
And then he just adds this dependent clause for the reasons of this search warrant. Being under surveillance in a courthouse has absolutely no relation at all whatsoever for reasons of a search warrant. This good old boy is just trying to throw words together to an attorney. Like, this man probably went to training for like 6 or 9 months or something. This attorney went to college. He went to law school, went to 7 years of school to learn the law, 3 of which were focused solely on learning the law. And then he's been a practicing attorney for probably years at this point. It seems like he definitely knows what he's doing. And this cop's going, this man is being under surveillance for the purpose of serving this warrant. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. He's just throwing words around. He needs to shut his mouth because he's only digging a deeper hole.
I'm sitting here and watch you and him and her.
He's acting like it's a crime for the client to have given his phone to the lawyers. It's not. He's like, well, he gave his phone to y'all and we saw it. Yeah, okay, well, you should have served the search warrant before that happened, but you didn't. They have no right to search this lawyer's person at all based on these current circumstances.
Can't believe we get about 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be ready.
You looked up. Matter of fact, you did look up at the camera 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so it shows that everyone knew they were being recorded. So if they were trying to do something illegal, don't you think they wouldn't have done it while they were looking straight at a camera?
He pulled the phone out and handed it to you.
Yeah, no one's denying that.
Back to her. He was fooling with, I'm guessing, a password.
I just want to keep you on the line.
And after a short period of time, he handed it back to you. You handed it to her. She put it in here. Okay?
He's just describing the set of circumstances that happened. Like, no one's disagreeing.
That is evidence for this search warrant.
No, it is not. Wrong.
And you agree with me that you all served this search warrant subsequent to that?
And the lawyer said, and you agree with me that y'all gave this man the search warrant after all that happened, right? You agree? Everybody's on the same page, right?
After that, all right? Yeah. After we left out the building, yeah. Don't you agree?
This cop needs to shut up.
So we are not preventing you from getting it.
This lawyer's good. So we're not preventing you from getting what you want because we didn't take that phone from him after the search warrant. It would be one thing if the search warrant got served, then the client handed the phone over and the lawyers were hiding it from the cops. That's not what's happening. And these good old boys just think they can just do whatever they want. And frankly, a lot of times they can.
I mean, we could sit here and split these hairs all day, okay?
Y'all going to be splitting hairs in court whenever your department's having to pay money to this man.
Well, ain't the first time Texas attorneys got arrested before.
This poor lady in the back, the lawyer, she is very, very distraught. But good for her. She's not caving. Even though she's very scared and very nervous, and who wouldn't be, she's not giving that phone over.
Sometimes just get unlawfully arrested.
Sometimes you get unlawfully arrested.
So Victor Rebel and Megan Garcia
Thank
of
God.
the Rebel Law Firm, They were charged with obstructing governmental operations. They had a $3,000 bond. They bonded out. The charges were eventually dropped. There is a lawsuit pending.
Good.
Sergeant Sue Ashworth and Officer Brian
That's Wicked Witch of the South.
Ratliff, both.
The last names are always on point, y'all. Ratlip, that's his last name. Sergeant Ratlip checks out.
Lost their qualified immunity. The lawsuit is still ongoing.
They lost their qualified immunity. Wow, I've almost never seen that happen.
The next court date is scheduled for February of 2023.
Oh, it was last month. I got to look this case up.
And since these two officers lost their qualified immunity, all signs point towards they're going to get sued and these lawyers are going to win the lawsuit. I mean, it's an open and shut case.
Oh, y'all, there's another one. Oh, God. It's in New Jersey. That's where I live. All right. Oh, man. I'm glad there's only 3 cases because, oh, maybe that's what it means, the pick 3. Okay, y'all. That one got my nerves bad. I was nervous. I was scared. One more. Let's go. All right. What's it say? On October 16, 2015, so this was like 8 years ago, a Philadelphia attorney, that's where I went to law school in Philadelphia, was pulled over by New Jersey state troopers in Warren County. So a Philadelphia attorney at that, pulled over in Warren County. The attorney refused to answer questions and she was arrested for obstruction. That's one that they also just love to use, obstruction. It's kind of the same thing as an interference charge. It kind of just depends state by state. There's different statutes. But she was arrested for obstruction because she was refusing to answer questions. Now, what did we just talk about? The Fifth Amendment. Once you're in an interaction with a police officer, you do not have to answer their questions. This is not legal advice, but you have the right to remain silent. Y'all know the Miranda warnings where you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be afforded to you, right? That whole thing. So obviously, a Philadelphia attorney would know that, and she remained silent. She said she was placed in a holding cell and then she was released, but she wasn't charged.
While you're looking for that, do you know why you're being pulled over tonight?
Do you know why you're being pulled over? If it's me, I always say no. I have no idea. You need to tell me.
Hello?
Hello. She's remaining silent.
Ma'am.
All right, I can already tell what's about to happen. The ego police are not going to like that she is not interacting with them.
Hey, you know why you're being pulled over tonight?
You don't have to answer this question. Do you know why you're being pulled over? If it's me, I'm answering the question and I'm saying no. I don't know why. Actually, this is me. Let's do a role play. I'm in my car. Do you know why you're being pulled over tonight? No. Why am I being pulled over tonight, officer? Why? Why am I being pulled over? That's me. That's going to be me. But you don't have to answer that question. You do not have to answer that question. And this Philadelphia attorney clearly knows that.
So review the script. What do you say when the cop first pulls you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when he keeps asking questions?
Not discussing my day.
And they ask more questions?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you say?
I invoked the Fifth.
And then what do? You
shut the up.
Shut the up, Friday. Never answer questions when the cops ask.
Have safe holidays.
Tip of the day.
Do not talk? Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time.
Oh, here comes the ego.
You know why you're being stopped tonight?
No, I don't. But she's not saying nothing. See, if it's me, I'm going to say, no, I don't. And I'm going to be recording them the whole time. But she's obviously taking a different route, which she is allowed to do. Because why? Why are you allowed not to say anything? Because let's say she says, no, I don't know why. All of a sudden they say, oh, I smell alcohol on your breath. All of a sudden they make up any damn lie excuse to do something else. If you never talk to them, they don't have evidence of their interaction with you. They will write anything in these damn reports. I talked to her, and when she was talking to me, she seemed drunk. She seemed confused. I smelled whatever. No, You don't have to answer these tyrants' questions. They need what? What do they need? Quiz time, pop quiz. Reasonable, articulable suspicion to search your stuff and seize your stuff. They need reasonable, articulable suspicion. They cannot do anything without that. They need evidence that you've committed a crime to arrest you, or you're about to commit a crime to seize you. And she's not giving them that. She knows what's up. I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one. I'm going to ask you one more time. Or what? Or what? You're going to unlawfully arrest me? Yeah, that's probably what's about to happen. Here come the open air prison guards. Sit tight. I would call this a detention. Now, this cult, this gang, this mafia is going to surround her car, knock on her windows, and try to intimidate her.
Open the window. Open the window. Roll the window down.
Look at this mafia.
Why aren't you answering me?
The Fifth Amendment, sir. That's why.
Okay, you're going to be placed under arrest.
Woo! I hope she sued the out of them. You're going to be placed under arrest if you don't answer my questions is an unlawful arrest. It's a threat of an unlawful arrest. You cannot be placed under arrest lawfully for refusing to answer an officer's questions. This is not legal advice. You cannot. She doesn't have to answer these questions.
Now you can't hear me?
No. No one said they can't hear you, tyrant. I hope they all got fired.
Now you can talk?
Ooh, their ego is hurt. Now you can talk.
Why weren't you answering my question?
The Fifth Amendment.
Yeah. You know where I'm being stopped tonight?
No. There she is. So if you are invoking your Fifth Amendment right, you do kind of need to tell them you're doing that, right? So that's what she's doing. Now, under threat of arrest, she's saying, I don't have to answer your questions.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
I am an attorney and I don't have. Get out of the car. 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 Here comes the mafia. Now he's putting his hands on her for no damn reason. All this for refusing to answer questions. And she did invoke the Fifth Amendment because she said, I don't have to answer your questions.
Are you arresting me because
Are you detaining me? We're recording everything, so.
Detaining me because I refuse to talk? To answer.
You can always tell a lawyer in the middle of an arrest because they are gathering their evidence. They're getting their evidence because they already know what they're about to do to you. Are you arresting me because I refuse to talk? Which they've already admitted to doing. The cop said, if you don't answer my questions, you're going to be placed under arrest. That, when under threat of arrest, she said, I don't have to answer questions. I'm an attorney and I don't have to answer questions. So now that she's saying, are you placing me under arrest because I refuse to answer questions? They're not answering.
Your question?
Put your hands on your back.
Shut up.
Okay.
I'm a former county prosecutor. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Hands behind your back. Let go of the phone. Let go.
No, I cannot let go of it.
Now they're manhandling her because their ego hurts. I hope they watch this and know how stupid I think they look.
I'm putting your phone in your car. That's it. Okay. Oh, you can talk. All you do is answer.
Why didn't you answer a question?
That's it.
This is a mafia. I'm sorry, this is a mafia. That's what they are. That's what they are.
Are you detaining me because I refuse to speak?
Yeah. They are detaining you because you refuse to speak, yes.
Yeah.
There was the nail in the coffin. Nail, coffin. That's it. Are you detaining me because I refuse to speak? Yeah. You just lost your case, buddy. You just lost your case.
Yeah, obstruction.
Obstruction. That's not what obstruction is, you dumbass.
Okay. You have anything on your...
She has bar numbers in Delaware and California. Delaware is largely agreed upon as the most difficult bar exam in the whole United States to pass. So this lady really knows the law.
That's going to poke and stick me? Ma'am, do you have anything that's going to stick me?
Everything is a stick 'em or poke 'em. You can't talk.
I hate them.
Okay, glad to see you. Where are you coming from tonight?
When he keeps asking questions,
Not discussing my day.
Now they're going to start trying to gather all kind of other bullshit. But they already lost. They lost when they said they arrested her for not answering questions.
Yeah, go ahead. We're right out here.
Once you're under arrest, you really, really don't have to talk. I mean, you do need to say, I don't have to answer your questions, or I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, or whatever. This is not legal advice, but you definitely don't have to answer their questions.
Do not have to go this way.
It did not have to go this way. Actually, you're right. It didn't. Y'all didn't have to unlawfully arrest the lady. It's all about their ego.
You didn't have the car beside your phone?
Good for her. She said, if only I didn't exercise my rights, right? And that's right. It didn't have to go this way. It didn't have to go this way. She was exercising her rights, and y'all acted a damn fool.
Exercise my rights, right?
I didn't do was answer your questions.
All you had to do was answer our questions. Actually, she did not have to do that, you moron.
Exercise my rights, right?
You have the right to remain silent if you can.
Now they read her rights. This is so ironic. They read the rights, they know the sentence, but it's like it's like the lights are on, but nobody's home. You have the right to remain silent. She knows that, you dumb f***. That's why she didn't answer your questions.
If there are any questions, anything you're saying is against you in the court of law, you have the right to consult with the attorney at any time and have him present before during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, won't be provided if you so desire prior to any questioning. The decision to waive these rights is not final, and you may withdraw from waiver whenever you wish to be before during questioning. Understand these rights? Great.
Do you understand these rights? The irony of him asking her if she understands the rights when he's arresting her for exercising exactly those rights. After 3 bar exams, I should. Ping.
Fantastic.
I don't think anybody would be surprised to find out that the charges were dropped and this lady reached a settlement agreement. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all later.
These videos make my nerves so bad, but it actually is much better that all of these have like a nice little conclusion at the end where the charges get dropped and then the police officers have to pay the people whose rights they violated. Unfortunately, it's not the police officers paying them. It's not the police departments paying them. It's we the people that have to pay for these tyrants not understanding the Constitution. It really sucks. I really wish they didn't do that, but here we are. That's the clown world we live in the open air prison. And hopefully channels like this Harvey Freebird channel, channels like Long Island Audit, even stuff like me, starts to disseminate a little bit of information out there to let people know, like, you don't have to just fall over yourself for these tyrants. They don't understand the law. They don't understand the Constitution. They don't know how to act. And you don't have to just bend over for the ego police. Just because they have fraternal orders of police and a thin blue line cult, it's time for that to be over. It has been long enough with this blue line mafia running the open air prison. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And I know y'all are too. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Stay free. Let me mean it. Okay, bye.